The gifts her man gave her weren't the problem. It was the look of envy on the face of her best friend of 10 years. Blessing and Ada had been friends for 10 years. They did everything together and even got admission into the same university together. Ada, who was very beautiful, brown skin with long hair and a beautiful shape, had a lot of rich men falling for her in the university, while Blessing, who was darker and less beautiful in comparison to her, had only few uni boys chasing after her. Regardless of this, they were good friends and did everything together. On this fateful day, they were coming back from lectures when they, Blessing, went back to class. They waved goodbye at each other as Ada decided to go home. On Ada's way home, a black car stopped in front of her and a guy in expensive clothes came out. He introduced himself as Pablo Fons and asked her out on a date, to which she said yes. While on the date, he asked her to be his girlfriend. She said yes, and he was so overjoyed with this that he took her shopping. Ada went back to her hostel with food for her friends and all the gifts Pablo Fons had bought for her. A new phone, an iPad, and several new wigs. All her friends gathered around her and fawned over the gifts.
Wow! Is it Pablo that bought all this for you? This guy, Pablo Funds, is so generous.
What she didn't notice was the look of envy on Blessing's face. Her friend of 10 years who was supposed to be happy for her. Is she the only one? Why is she always getting the best things while I'm stuck with nothing? Blessing thought to herself. After that, Ada's new man continued to spoil her. Ada decided to introduce Pablo Fons, her boyfriend, to Blessing, since they were the two most important people in her life. Blessing and Pablo Fons started seeing each other behind Ada's back, and she coerced him into buying the same things he bought for Ada for her. Blessing became obsessed. She copied everything Ada did. She wore the same dresses, same bags, same wigs, and bought exactly the same gadgets, but she couldn't still look like Ada.
No one is better than the original. One day, Ada borrowed Blessing's phone to make a call. A message popped up from Pablo. Her hands shook. She scrolled. There were months of messages. They made fun of her, even while cheating behind her back. Ada decided to confront Blessing first. Pablo Fons was a man at the end of the day, but what about her friend of 10 years? Where's the loyalty?
Isn't this Pablo's number? Why are you texting my boyfriend?
And so
because he's your boyfriend, I should not date him. You think it's only you that deserves good things. You want to ruin our friendship of 10 years over a man, right? I'll leave the friendship and the boy for you. Good luck.
Ada cried, not because of her failed relationship with Pablo, but because of her loss of her friend of 10 years. However, she was determined to leave and not look back. She started focusing more on her studies and at the end of the year. Meanwhile, Blessing continued to date Pablo Fons. She followed him to parties while her grades were dropping, but she did not seem to care. She just wanted to live like a big girl. At the end of their final year, Ada, who had worked hard relentlessly, graduated with first-class honors and was offered jobs at their graduation. Blessing sat in the crowd, watched as Ada was called to the stage in applause. She wasn't even wearing a graduation gown like her peers because she had carryovers and couldn't graduate until she fixed all her grades. As fate would have it, she felt nauseous the next day and decided to take a pregnancy test. It read positive. She told Pablo Fons, and he broke up with her and stayed away from her. She cried, but the milk had spilled. Ada was now working as a manager in one of the biggest banks in the city. It was one of the jobs offered to her at the graduation. Ada lost her boyfriend and her friend, but she gained something priceless: distance from fake love and fake loyalty. Sometimes the person watching you the closest is waiting for your turn to slip. Have you ever had a friend who is jealous of you and copies you in everything you do? Tell us in the comments.